Hello everybody, I'm Vame427 and let's take a look at some stuff we did last year. Or not last year, it's technically this year. It's not, January the 1st yet, but I did this last year. I should do it again. Let's just, it's compared to what I usually do, it's kind of getting a little late. I haven't had dinner yet, and it's like 7. But I just really wanted to get this done. Yeah, so really we're just gonna look back at some things we did this year, talk about them, and talk about possible things for the future. And right off the bat, I'm already ashamed with my consistency of thumbnails, because there's not that great. Dang. So 2018, guys. 2018. It was a quite a year. Just a lot of stuff in general just happening with my life and with YouTube in general. Oh my god, I can't believe that has not been there are some things that have not been watched. That is sad. That just shows you how sad I am. Yeah, I guess let's start off with a few things that surprised me for this year. And the thing that really got me was this the Osiris New Dawn video, and how my first one, because this is the first episode of Osiris New Dawn that I had done, and honestly I'm just so shocked that it managed to get, comparatively speaking, a lot of views for my channel. Again, comparatively speaking, it's not exactly a lot in reality compared to the whole YouTube thing, but yeah, I'm just, I honestly never thought that this would explode as much as it did. Again, especially around the time that it did. I did kind of start playing the game when, kind of, I guess you would say, near the end of its immediate popularity, because it's especially with these big games, they usually go through. That's why I can describe it as almost like a wave. So it's like it starts off, really popular for a bit, and then it kind of goes away, and then maybe a few updates or something later, another channel does something and it comes back, so it's like a popular topic for a while. And I think I got into it while it was a thing, or at least when it was considered popular, which is why the first one in particular got as many views as it did. But I was just like so freaking surprised that this would get as much views as it did. Again, compared to my channel, it just always amazes me when I get more views than what my channel has in subscribers. Because again, like looking at it, you can see, not doing great here, but it just kind of amazes me. And you can clearly tell which things were more popular and which things weren't, just literally by looking at like a screen like this. But yeah, dang. Actually, I want to see, it's probably still around. No, right now I did. I stopped playing that a lot earlier than I think I did. Did I stop it? I feel like, it's a lot. Okay. The thing that I'm trying to think of here is, the one thing we did stop is Minecraft, which I'm very glad, because it's really cringy and I don't play it as much. Like, I occasionally go on there onto like really old versions just to kind of, do something relaxing, but I don't play it anymore. It's kind of phased out of it. I've mostly gone to like Scrap Mechanic and Subnautica. I've been playing that a lot recently. But yeah, so new things that have come in this year, I guess you could say. So definitely Osiris New Dawn. Scrap Mechanic was an old one. We stopped playing Brick Rigs just because eventually, yeah, this is the last video I think for Brick Rigs. Just because eventually, like, I ran out of new things to do, and like I was well aware of that this would eventually be running out of things to do, because I mean, you can't exactly. Sure, you can make cool cars, but it's like I'm not gonna be one of the people who, makes a weird story. I've never been one of the people who makes like stories with old things and things like that. Yeah. There's some videos here that are unlisted, mostly because there are things for like on Steam, things like that. And it's not that I don't want you guys to see them because they're bad. It's just because I don't know. Man, dang, yeah. Rising Worlds. In my first episode of Rising Worlds, because that's 1, there it is. In my first one, I kind of mentioned, I mentioned that I did kind of like the game, and it's a good game, but it was kind of that weird thing where I was like, I liked it at first, and more and more I played it, it was kind of a little iffy. I don't play it anymore. I don't know. I just kind of ended up not liking it. Yeah. I don't know why. Kerbal Space Program. That was a fun, 1 episode? I think, as I only did 1 episode of that, I believe. Yep. Until it was one of those things where it's like, I remember this game. This was cool. And not as fun as I remember it being. Yeah. That was good. Papers, Please eventually faded out. Just because the sad thing is a lot of the games that I had been able to play, again, were older games, so they weren't as popular at the time, or popular at all. Like, it's, PUBG. I got PUBG this year. Isn't exactly popular. Yeah. But one thing that did happen this year is getting games that were slightly more mainstream, I guess. Scrap Mechanic, particularly this year, has kind of been more mainstream. That's what I like about it. Also, it's just a fun game. But like The Light Keeps Us Safe, that was one. Definitely Bendy and the Ink Machine. I guess a little bit of Osiris New Dawn, but not really. Signal Simulator, kind of. I guess, like, maybe Deltarune, definitely. That was definitely a big thing for a while. But again, I'm always late to the ships here, just because, again, YouTube isn't my job. I just do it as a hobby. So, yeah. Farming Simulator, but Farming Simulator 17, yeah. God, the last, month, I just haven't been great with my thumbnails. Dang. I think it was just because particularly this last month had kind of been like a weird time of, yeah, definitely last month. Honestly, starting right around the time this video, probably right around the time the first Deltarune episode came out is when, I don't know what it was, but this was like one of the first years where the end of the year, school year technically, just ended up becoming like really busy, and not with a lot of school things, but just with like a lot of stuff in my personal life, with family and things like that. Just suddenly getting becoming a lot fuller, and that's why there was one day where all I really felt like uploading, because I was so stressed out from other days, was like this one spider car thing. So I was like, oh, okay. Or again, it's you can see there's like back-to-back videos of the same thing. Dang, I still need to do more challenge mode related things, because it's a thing that's still kind of happening. But yeah, the long dark, that's something. Overall, I've been pretty happy. I've been pretty okay with what's been happening. Again, one thing that I've noticed, and I'm not going to lie about this, a lot of the content that I have, I've never been so perfectly, amazingly happy with it. And I just, honestly, the thing that I think it is the fact that most of my YouTube videos just end up, particularly with editing, the reason why I'm not so happy with them is it literally just ends up turning into here's the clip, and all I'm doing is removing dead space. I'm not adding anything to it. And you know what? That is quite a bit of gameplay. And I know what some of you might say, oh, you get to play games for a living. It's like, yeah, it's fun to play a game, but when I have to, talk about it or what's going on in the game, and then I go to edit it, and really all it's just doing is mindlessly hitting, the delete button and, clicking a few things and getting rid of, the 1 second that I didn't talk kind of thing. Eventually, it's sure the video might look good, or again, I can, occasionally I might add something a little funny here or there, but it'd never be something I'd be super proud of. And that's something I tried to do today with a little bit of the Magic the Gathering thing. Is I had actually originally planned this, and I had recorded like a fair chunk of the video for this, where I had been explaining how to play Magic the Gathering. But then partway through it, I just kind of realized, nah, it's not going to be that good. And as much as I can explain the video, it's like, A, how much are people going to watch this? B, this is a game that's more, you can explain it in a video, but the way that I was explaining it, and I was not explaining it well, it just didn't it just didn't fit properly with the things. Yeah, so I just kind of bailed on it and actually just played the arena version. Something else. Oh yeah, Crossout came back for a little bit. That was weird. Things that have been happening, and I've definitely, well, not really. I've obviously realized, but I don't have a lot of games, or I have a fair bit of games, I guess, but it's like I don't have a lot of games in my Steam or something, or like in Steam, or just in general, that it's not that I don't enjoy them, but it's like if you take a look here, like literally, besides these things down here, these like few things down here, literally these are all the games that I have. There are no other games. These are all the games that I have. And eventually, with a small selection of games, and it might seem big, that's what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 games. It's 15 things. No, you 15. But eventually it's, like, it's been a while since I played Osiris New Dawn. Like, particularly these, essentially the games that I've been playing the most recently have been Scrap Mechanic, Overwatch, and Subnautica. Mostly just because eventually, and a little bit of BeamNG Drive, but pretty much it's the whole, sure, I have 15 games, and 15 games, sounds like a lot, especially when, they're bigger games, blah. But it's like eventually, you kind of play them out. And what ends up happening with a lot of the things that I have is I play the game like a lot. Like when I had Brick Rigs, I barely played Scrap Mechanic, because at the time I didn't know how to play Scrap Mechanic, and I was just like, wow, this game is super fun, it's all really want to play it. It was a fun driving game, and eventually I just kind of weared out of it. Like, it's the, I might go back to it eventually and play it, because it was a pretty fun game, but it's pretty much, it's a lot of the games. The reason why there's not a lot of games on my channel anymore, especially, is because they're either the games are old and I just don't end up enjoying them, or they're not popular, or it's literally I just play the crap out of the games until I don't like them, and then try to move on to something else. Like, a lot of the time what I have is, because I have such a small selection of games, because I don't have I shouldn't say I don't have a lot of money, because I'm not saying I'm rich or anything, or I'm poor. It's just like, again, I don't have a job, so I can't spend money at will, and I can't, go to my parents every 5 days, can you get this game, because that's just like, it's just prick-worthy stuff, and that's just not, not exactly how I should be living. Also, storage on my computer. I only have so much storage on my SSD, which is where I like to keep my games and things like that, just because they can load faster. And then my second hard drive is for, videos and work and stuff. So it literally just comes down to the fact that it's, some of the games that honestly, I'm picky with my games. I'm going to deny that. So that's why there hasn't been good content, I guess. There's been good content, but there hasn't been great content I enjoy so much on this channel, and that's really sad to hear those words come out of my mouth. But yeah, I really want to improve my content, but again, with school and the fact that this is my job, and that I don't have I'm not big enough to be making money. Sure, I might be able to get a sponsor, but it's like, I'm a small channel, what are the odds they're going to give it to me? Like, I've seen a few channels that do get sponsors, but they've got like at least twice to 3 times as much subscribers I have. They're still small compared to, people who have millions kind of thing, but it's like, I think I'm on that lower end kind of thing. Plus, it's like, if I'm getting sponsors. It's yeah. But anyways, yeah, it's besides the point. I kind of went on a weird ramble there. Yeah, so I'm hoping that 2019. God, like to think that it's almost 2020. To think that 20 years since the year 2000 has passed, and like just in general, like advancements in medicine and technology, especially technology, gosh, has changed so much that like this is just like dang. But yeah, like how long have I been? Because I think this is gonna be sort by oldest. So it's gonna be about 2 years. So yeah, next September, it will have been 3 years that I will have been doing YouTube. You can clearly tell that it's not a great time for me, and I should probably change my content. But yeah, like it's been a really wacky two or so, 3 months, years ish, 2 years, 3 months on YouTube, and I hope we can make 2019 a better year. Yeah. So happy New Year. Hope you guys have a good next year. So let's just hope that 2019 is a good year, because I'm hoping it is, and I'm hoping I can improve on a bunch of things and generally make things that I enjoy more. So yeah, either way, see you guys in the next one, or I should say, see you next year. Bye bye.